Hey everybody, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil and it's time to talk the Sandman. Well, we have 1 out of 3 of our items of power back in Dream's hands. We recovered our pouch of sand last episode with the aid of Joanna Constantine, and now we're off to hell, literal hell, to recover his helm. Now the challenge, of course, is we know a demon of hell has it, but which one? Well, that's not how asking the kindly ones for help works. They give you one answer and one answer only, and Joanna could have helped last episode, except she chose to banish another demon back to hell instead of trading his freedom for that information. So Dream and his new raven, Matthew, are off to hell, and we get to see how we get a helmet back. I love the design of this helm. I know it's weird and odd and different to anything else. I love Neil Gaiman's explanation for it. It was a nod to the original Golden Era Sandman, who had an actual gas mask as part of his getup. But Neil wanted to make it organic. And so what it literally is the skull of some ancient mythical creature and its spinal column. So yes, imagine what that creature may have looked like, but he's literally using a mythological creature's skull as his helm. But yes, now that we have the pouch of sand back, hopefully at least Dream has some more power than he's had up to this point. And he also has a sidekick now in the form of wisecracking Raven. Maybe we'll learn a little bit more about Matthew this episode and get some more awesome voice acting by Patton Oswalt. I think that's just inspired casting, and I also love the fact that if the press is to be believed in the lead up to this show, I think Patton was the very first person cast for the show. Before they even had the show greenlit, they knew Patton was going to be the voice of Matthew, which I think is awesome. Anyway, we're going to hell, guys, and this is probably, if you know anything about the series, this has been one of the more publicized parts of it, that we are going to hell and that Lucifer is going to be played by Gwendolyn Christie. I think that's a super cool choice, and I'm really excited to see her performance in the role. And yeah, let's see how, so far the visuals of this show have been so wonderful, so inspiring, so grandiose and dreamy. I'm really curious to see how hell looks, because hell is as insane a landscape as the dreaming itself in these books. So how much of that's going to be captured on the screen? What's it going to look like? What's it going to feel like? How eerie is it going to be? Let's jump into it, guys. This is chapter 4 of The Sandman, and it's called A Hope in Hell.
So, hell does exist?
It does.
So, which way do we go?
I suggest we follow the damned.
What a line. Follow the damned.
They make you bring your own fire to hell?
Nothing in hell's gonna be easy. BYOF. Oh, I love how much more we're getting of John.
So sorry. It's my fault entirely. I suppose I'm rather underdressed.
Listen, if it were up to me, I'd never get out of my pajamas.
I've no idea where I am, actually.
She's gonna take pity on him.
Do you need a ride somewhere? Come on, I'll introduce you to Susie.
Who's Susie?
My Rottweiler.
Rosemary's good people, and it doesn't bode well for her. Bring your own fire. Ring the bell. The wall is nothing but human bodies. Oh, and they move! Ah!
There's one at the door, and there's room for one more. Till the end of creation.
Is this Etrigan? Because those are Etrigan's lines.
Greetings, Squatter Bloat.
Well, maybe they weren't. Maybe it wasn't Etrigan. I remember the name Squatter Bloat.
I am a guest in this realm, as I am monarch of my own. Take us to the palace.
There's one at the door. There's one at the door.
And there's room for one more.
So,
She wasn't a very good person, I'm afraid. That's an awful thing to say, isn't it? Even if it's true. My mother was a very successful thief.
really?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
What did she steal? Is that rude to ask? I'm sorry.
No, not at
We were married 10 years before I found out he had another wife and another kid
Oh, wow.
in another town.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
She had me arrested, of course, and thrown in prison.
For stealing the ruby?
And arson. And murder. General mayhem.
Yeah.
Among other things.
Yeah, Rosemary, you've got yourself into a pickle here.
Isn't that right, Susan?
Squatter Bloat. Love the arrows in the back. Just the little touches.
Lucifer was the angel Samael,
I forgot the devil used to be an angel.
not just any angel. Saving only the Creator, Lucifer is perhaps the most powerful being there is.
I'm just gonna fly up and see where we are. No, not doing that.
Oh. Welcome to hell.
This is not the way.
Keiko. It is you.
I greet you, Nada.
I knew you would come. Only your forgiveness can free me.
It has been 10,000 years, Nada. I still love you, but I have not yet forgiven you.
He's a bit of a heartless bastard sometimes. And of course, Squatter Bloat knew exactly what he was doing him, taking him past there.
People lie because they are selfish. They lie because they are human.
They lie because they're scared.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we stop for gas?
I'm so nervous for Rosemary.
What did she do? How'd she end up here?
She defied me. We're here.
Oh, man. Oh. I was asking questions about whether they were gonna sell the insanity of the landscape in hell. I'm convinced. Oh, what a shot. What a shot. More body tunnels. And there she is. No, I can't use that I can't use that pronoun. There they are. There is Lucifer.
Hello, Dream.
Greetings to you, Lucifer Morningstar. I presume the ruler of hell knows this is no social call.
Have you come to join forces then? Which demon has your helm? Name it, and we will bring it here.
I confess I do not know the name.
Must confess.
Then we will have to summon all of them.
All the demons of hell.
Shall we interview them one at a time, or?
No. Lucifer's a bastard. I love it. There it is.
That is Corazon, a Duke of Hell.
If the Dream King wants his helm back, and if you lose, you'll serve as my slave in hell for eternity.
So the stakes are high.
Whom will you choose to represent you?
I choose you, sire.
Oh. Oh no.
Apologies,
That was to
Dream,
Lucifer.
but the laws of Hell demand that I become his champion.
Let the challenge begin.
Oh. Costume change. Love it. That's a new twist too. Love it, love it.
Want anything? Are you thirsty?
I don't know. I haven't been out in the world for 30 years.
No firearms permitted on the property.
Please just call 911. Filling station out on Route 7.
Oh. Is it gonna do it for him, or is he gonna do it himself?
And we're gonna wait here, the three of us, for the police.
You'll only be hurting yourself.
Oh, it's just inevitable. Oh, man.
You shouldn't have done that. It's my fault for trusting you.
Oh, man.
Am I interrupting a preliminary bout of some kind?
Just, ringside pep talk. We came here for the helm, and we're not leaving here without it.
He's not leaving. Matthew's such an awesome character. The oldest game.
I am a dire wolf. Prey stalking. Lethal.
Nice little Game of Thrones Easter egg there.
I am a hunter. Horse-mounted. Wolf stabbing.
Yeah. Straight from the book.
I am a serpent. Horse biting. Poisoned toothed.
I love that they're dying each of these deaths.
I am a bird of prey. Snake devouring. Talons ripping.
Love it. I love the way they're filming this.
I am a butcher bacterium. Warm life destroying.
I am a world. Life nurturing.
I am a nova. All exploding, planet cremating.
I am a universe. All things encompassing. All life embracing.
Oh, the way they shot this, I am such chills.
Anti-life. The beast of judgment. The dark at the end of everything. What will you be then, Dream Lord?
Boss!
Still with us, Dream?
He is, and it's his move. Dreams don't fucking die. Not if you believe in them.
Hope.
Coronson, give him his helm.
No. Thank you, Masakine.
Why should we let you leave? After all, what power have dreams in hell?
Tell me, Lucifer Morningstar. What power would hell have if those here imprisoned were not able to dream of heaven?
One day, Morpheus, we shall destroy you.
Until that day, Lightbringer.
Oh, man. Oh, the foreboding. All right, 2 out of 3. And we're off.
Someone's altered it.
Oh, get out of there, Rosemary. Get away. She didn't leave.
I know I'm gonna regret this, but do you need a ride somewhere?
You're a good person, Rosemary. Unfortunately, good people seldom survive in this world. Here. Take it.
Oh.
Wear it. No one will be able to hurt you, not even me. There's no need to be afraid or tell a lie ever again. The ruby makes dreams come true. I'm going to use it to save the world.
Wow. The show, it's surprising me, which I love, because it would be a weird experience if it was lifted directly from the book and I knew everything that was going to happen next. But it's surprising me, and that's got me so excited. I'm having chills. Let's talk about the differences, because I can't speak to what watching this without knowing the story might be like. I know I'm loving it. I knew I would love the story. My concern would be about how the translation would happen. But what I didn't know is that the changes to the story are actually making it better, more interesting, more compelling. And we're having more time to spend with these characters. John Dee in the comic, his purpose is very similar. He's got this ruby, he's changed it, he's the only one that can use it, it can make dreams come true, and he wants to destroy Dream with it. But he's a madman in the comic. He's a raving lunatic. He does run across Rosemary, and Rosemary is a good soul, and she helps this poor man get to Mayhew. But at the end, he kills her because he's a madman. He's certifiably insane. This version of John Dee is something different. He's seen a ton. He's messed up, but he's got a worldview that isn't crazy. It's depressing. Maybe a lot of why he's locked up is because people don't understand what's happened to him. It's tough to attribute the blame of what's happened around you to a magic ruby. But maybe he's not actually insane. He's just lived a crazy life, so to speak. But the fact that he gives this amulet of protection to Rosemary at the end is really a sweet touch, and it certainly humanizes Dee a great deal. He's not the monster that he was in the comic so much, and we've certainly spent more time with him, getting to know him, and having rational conversations with him. Yeah, which really makes me wonder what's going to happen in the next episode, because there is an inevitable confrontation that's going to come down to Dream and Dee, and what's going to happen there. How is that going to be different, or how close is that going to resemble the book? I don't know, but we'll have to stay tuned and find out. The time we've spent first with Ethel and now with John, I think, has really strengthened that part of the arc. Is much more of a through line as opposed to the episodic nature of the comics when they came out. We've seen the Corinthian from the beginning. We've been following John much more closely all the way through this version of the story than we did in the comics, and I think that's for the better. I think that tells a better story. I think it makes, if I can understand every character in a show, then that's way better than only understanding the protagonist. Whether you agree with somebody's motivations or not, if you can expressly say why they do what they do, whether you agree with it or not, then that's a well-written character. If you can understand the villain, if you can understand the antagonist, if you can understand the random people on the street and their reactions, then that's a well-written story. And so far, this show's doing that in spades. The hardest characters at this point to understand are the inhuman ones. To a small degree, Dream, and Dream is a hard character to understand because he's endless, and it's tough to put ourselves in that perspective. The Corinthian, what's he all about? He's more of a mystery right now, but he's supposed to be a mystery. What does it mean to be a nightmare? What we understand his motivations, but how does a nightmare think? That's a really interesting question, and we'll get into that as the story progresses. The other major change to this part of the story from the comic, which I really like, is Matthew didn't go to hell to accompany Dream. Dream went alone. And I get that part of him going is the to help with the narrative. You know, we can have that walk and talk as Squatter Bloat leads them to the is it called the Citadel? But to Lucifer's place of residence in hell. And we can get some of that expository conversation and learn more about Lucifer and hell itself, and learn about Nada and this romance that Dream had with her 10,000 years ago, and that he banished her to hell because she defied him. And, you know, that's a story we're going to learn more about in the future. And we learn more about Dream that way. We learn more about Lucifer and hell that way. But Matthew serves as more than just an expository device. He serves as Dream's corner man. I mean, literally giving him a pre-fight hype talk. And then when Dream's down and out, when Lucifer plays this card of "I am the dark that comes at the end of everything," and there's what's your response to that in the original game. Matthew's little speech at that point gives Dream his answer and wins, and Dream wins because of that. So yeah, that's a change. Dream just comes up with that answer himself in the comic book, and that's certainly a different spin on the story. But I like that Matthew A goes, B refuses to leave when Dream tells him to leave. C gives him this rousing speech to pull him up off the mat, so to speak. And Matthew's committed to this new boss of his, even though they've just met, and Dream's hardly been a lovely, friendly face. But Matthew has a purpose here, and he's going to see it through. And yeah, like over the course of this entire comic run, there are literally hundreds upon hundreds of awesome characters. It's such a broad universe that we get exposed to over the course of all these stories, but Matthew remains one of my absolute favorites from this entire series. He's just this faithful everyman sidekick. You know, he's kind of like the Samwise Gamgee here, with a darker past. But yeah, great character. I love the Patton Oswalt choice for casting his voice, and then to top it off, I'm blown away by the animation. The detail of this Raven animation is lovely. You know, the ruffling feathers and the micro eye twitches and the nictating membrane when he blinks, and like all these subtle details that, like, it's such a realistic CG bird. I mean, I have to imagine it's all CG, but every time I look at it, I go, that could be a real bird, except it's acting in the scene. But yeah, man, it's a joy. I'm loving this so much. My worries that I had prior to this series and in the early episodes, I've forgotten about those. I don't know if this is going to find a really broad audience, but everything that they're delivering on screen, everything, this show is everything I want it to be, everything I could hope it could be, and I'm sure it will find some level of a new audience that will love it just as much. I am curious how I'm jealous, honestly, of the first-time viewer that knows nothing of this story, because, like I said, I do know where it's going, but I'm still having these surprises. But to watch this all fresh would be a wonderful experience, and I mean, if that's you, I would love to hear your comments down below. I would revel in hearing about that experience for you guys. Anyhow, I am loving this show. I'm so glad I'm reacting to it right now. So glad that you guys are joining me on this journey. And until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Cheers.